I launched the client website last week, I think, and they come back to me and they said, Sam, okay, you've set up the blog. Now that we're looking at the blog, we just want the metadata to sit on the thumbnail image. So the metadata that they had was the date. And so I was like, okay, well, how do I present this? Because if we just sit the standard metadata over the thumbnail, it's going to get lost against the image. So what I have to do is think outside the box and put like a background on it. And then what we have to do is move that metadata from just above the title right to the top left in this instance of the thumbnail. So I did the code, and I was like, you know what? That looks really cool. And I think it could be useful to a lot of you guys. So I'm going to show you the code, show you the tutorial, and hopefully it should be easy to follow along and add into your website. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the code that I've put in for the client. So you can see that we've got the metadata up here in a sort of rectangle, so it doesn't get lost against the background. So you think, if this was black with no background, that's just, no one's going to see that. And then down here, it may stand out on this, but then you've got this higgledy-piggledy, inconsistent mess. So this was a really nice solution that I found, and I think a lot of you guys will benefit from it too. So I'll take you into the back end and show you how I've done it. And what you're looking at here, which is highlighted, is the code itself. So we're targeting the meta section, and then we're going to make the position absolute, and then top 15px, left 15px. What this does is it basically just puts padding between the top and the metadata, and the left and the metadata. So for instance, if I did 0, it goes right to the top, and then left 0, right to the left. So I mean, to be fair, that doesn't even look bad. If we were to change the background to red or something, it would look quite cool as almost like a little tag in the top. So yeah, maybe you can do that. But I'm going to keep it at 15, and then background, this is just the color that you want. So the background here, we can put hex code in. So let's just do FA. Doesn't make much difference. But yeah, you can stick that in. You can just either call the color out or do a hex code, RGB, RGBA, HSL maybe. I don't know. Whatever you want can go in there. I'm going to keep it as white, nice and simple. And then padding, I've put 0px, which is going to be the top and the bottom, and then 10px, which is the left and right. So if you wanted more on the top, you could do that. And then if you wanted more on the sides, you could do that too. Or you could just have 0, which looks a little bit too tight for me personally. Then we move down to the font size. Let me just change these back. Okay, so we want to change the font size here. So basically we just stick in this target. Realistically, we could probably get rid of these two. But just in case the client changes to something that's not grid and they don't want this, then that's why I keep this in. Anyway, font size, you can make it super big, you can make it super small. It's completely up to you. I found 15 was just a nice midway point. And that is honestly that. So nothing too complex. All we're doing is making the position absolute and then saying, okay, this is how far from the top, this is how far from the left, your background color, padding, font size. Nothing too complex. So this code is going to be in a blog post linked in the description, or if you just want to pause the video and copy it from here, then you can. So anyway, hopefully you found this useful. If you did, make sure to leave a like, hit subscribe, and check out all the Squarespace resources in the description below.